Hello everyone, and welcome back to another UGS stream. Today it's yours truly, Kaado, the programmer, that's going to be the host for our stream. I thought that I was ready for a flawless start to the stream, but I guess not. God damn it. Yes, where is the bongo? God damn it. I guess we can't have nice things. I really thought I had everything like perfect to start the stream once in a lifetime, you know. And there you go. I have forgot the bongo. Oh, even Kenobi is in chat. Welcome. Welcome for another programming stream. Yes, indeed. So as per usual, let's just play
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Yeah, let's just start our not copyright free, but we own the rights to play this music on stream thing, because copyrights, you know. As per usual, some chiptune 8-bit style music, you know. There we go. I believe the volumes are alright, although it may not, because you know OBS may crap it around or not, but I didn't mess around the slider, so it's probably okay. Yeah, Kenobi says it's perfect, so I believe it. I believe it is. There you go. Sounds good. Gushy gushy. So we can start. Yes, we can. So, previous stream we have messed around with this dude in here, which the internal codename for it is the cow enemy. Yes, indeed. I heard there were going to be a Spider-Man or Spider-Pigs, right? We shall see, we shall see. But for now, we shall look at this cow boy in here, you know. Yes, indeed. So it's kinda working, you know? It's easy sometimes. If we jump fast, we may trick him into not seeing us. This can happen as well, you know. A perfectly balanced game, cause, you know, features. But you know, we always love Future Kaado, and as per usual, Future Kaado can deal with this cow bug later. It's almost working, almost. Apart from this bug in here. Sometimes I can trick him to not seeing me anymore. There you go. He's pursuing me for a split second. What the hell happened? Where's player? In the hierarchy. Game object, yes, it's in here. Am I dead or something? Where's player? Health script? Yes, indeed. But for some reason the death animation didn't play it. That's a new bug. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So another bug to write down. God damn it. I'm trying to show a bug and another one appears. I believe it comes with friends. God damn it. 2 bugs then to be resolved. An animation, a death animation one, and This... Well, 3 bugs then. I guess there's 3 bugs. The magic of multiplication. Yes, indeed. They multiply, just like real life bugs. If you let one be, it will grow into multiple ones. They will have children and grandchildren, and before you know it, there is a lot of bugs that you have to deal with. God damn it. This is a Cursed Friday that I have never seen these many new bugs in the first 15 minutes of stream. Yes indeed, and I only thought there was 1, but actually there's 3. You may have not noticed the 3rd one, but I can explain. So, the first bug that I have shown you is when I ride this cow enemy on a certain point, he'll start flicker around, right? I will deal with that later. I may have an idea of how to fix it, but you know, Future Cat can deal with that. The second bug that I have noticed is when our character dies, sometimes plays the animation, sometimes don't. So, there you go. Another bug to deal with. And there's a 3rd one, actually. You may have not noticed the 3rd bug, which basically is... At some point, I don't know when, but at some point when I'm riding this dude, he may or may not see me. What do I mean with that? So, if this enemy sees me, you know, if player goes uply in here, you know, it's in range of the radar thing of our enemies, you know, radar vision, so it's inside the vision, there's nothing in between the enemy and our character, so the enemy, you know, starts doing enemy things and... come on. Let me move it. Not the entire thing, the enemy. The enemy starts, you know, going towards our player. Per usual, working just fine. The thing is, if our player just decides to jump on top of him and does the dancing thing, you know, flicking multiple times, I can simulate that, you know, something like that, and, you know, we can just try to run away from the dude, you know, so the cow doesn't see us anymore. So what's going to happen? The enemy that doesn't see us anymore will start going towards the way, you know, because he knows the way, he goes towards the way. And so the enemy starts going. But there's another thing. If our player enters again, it's not probably enters again, it's probably he never left the radar, but because the line of sight between our player and the enemy was broken because, you know, player is on the back of our enemy, then it triggers it's not in range, and so the enemy starts going towards the way, you know, our patrol point, and even if our character is in front of this dude, you know, even if the player is in front of him, he'll just ignore the player and keep going until it arrives at the patrol point, and then, only then, it will reset and see the player. I think. It was that behavior. I have noticed that because the speed between patrol and pursuing our character is different, and I have noticed that speed change. That's the 3rd bug. But many of you may have read the title of this stream, you know? And the title of this stream doesn't tell you cow enemies. The title of this stream tells you something about spiders, which is something that we have dabbled in the previous stream, so I have talked about spider this, spider that, you know? And so, Because, you know, I don't like very much Future Kaado, because, you know, he's always complaining and stuff. He can have this one, you know, he can have these bugs, even if one bug multiplied by 3, and maybe in the future he'll become 7 or 8, you know, he can deal with that. Right now, I will pick our body in here, our player character, and I will just bring him somewhere else. Now that's some programming math. I will say magic because bugs are multiplying, it's not really programming. I mean, it's a bug in the program, so it's a bug in the code. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is we need a new area. So let's just go to the tile map and create a new area. Something like it can start right here, because why not? And yet again I haven't created the auto thing, but it shouldn't matter that much. So I'm just creating something to, not this, excuse me, something like this. So we can test riding on the cow enemy and jumping on this, something like that. And then let me think about this, because we may or may not want it. What do I mean? I want to create something close. And to create something close, we can easily do something that we already created, which is a door. But before we do that, let me just do something like a box. So there is something that I can use to close this. It's this one. Nope. Not this one. Definitely not this one. I don't know. Is there a T-type junction for this? There's this one, which is corners. This is a continuation. This is continuation but backwards, and that's probably one of these. This one? It doesn't seem this one, but we can use it. Whatever. Franzi Frog, welcome back. Welcome. Oh, you are new here. Welcome. Glad you enjoyed this stream. We are programming Droyan today. So we usually have different streams. You know, we may have let's plays, deep dives, you know, cause we like to do, on quotes, research the markets, you know, to see what indie games are out there. That's usually on Wednesdays, but on Fridays, which is today, we usually do some actual game development, you know, and try to make our games. I love researching video games. Me too. Indeed. It's just a sad thing that I have become the programmer, you know, full of work, because there is a bunch of projects that we have, and so instead of doing research, I'm actually doing the games, you know. But a part of being full of work, because this is actually a pretty cool job to have, you know. I don't know if you can call something a job if you are not winning money from it, but you know, we always can dream. Anyway, let's just continue. Let's call it having fun. You know, we are having fun. I think you prefer it over working on your thesis. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was planned to be over at the end of the previous month, you know, and it is not. Sad times, but well, it is what it is. What matters is what I'm doing now, which is having fun. I'm actually having some fun in here because I will do a new enemy. So, spider thing will need to be encapsulated for now. So, I need doors, and I need a new door. I can duplicate this one, cause, you know, we need one door. And I might put the door in here. Good. Now, this door must have something like... Let me see... So, default ground. Excellent. I'm confirming something that will be important later, because the spider will only be able to walk on ground tiles. And it is important the door to be also ground, you know? Everything will come together perfectly, you know? So don't worry. The matter is, we need a square box that the spider will walk, basically. So, picking up our player again, we are in this area. Let's just make a small platform, cause why not? Just making sure I'm doing on the correct grid. There we go. Let's just do a small platform for ourselves. My OCD is triggered a lot, so let's just make it, you know, correct. So there's 4 in here, 4 in here, and there's actually a real bug flying around my bedroom. Even in IRL, the bugs don't leave me alone. God damn it. God damn it, that thing. Well, you better not bother me too much, otherwise you will know death. Anyways, cursed by bugs, yes. In code, in real life, everywhere. Damn these bugs. Well, anyway, start blasting. Those reference. So let me just confirm that we are in the correct place. There we go. We kinda see it, kinda not. We kinda see it, kinda not. Doesn't matter. It's enough of a platform. There you go. That's why I have made the door in here, so I could just jump on top of the cow and go in here. In future I'm going to make a level, like a progressive level, that you can just test every single enemy for balancing things and combat and whatnot. But for now, just doing some prototype, that's good. That's good enough. You know, in quotes, good enough. Now, we need our enemy. So I'm just going to our prefab, where is a perfectly fine enemy. There we go. There's our enemy. And this enemy, let me see, this enemy will be similar to the fly enemy, actually. It's 0, so I may I may delete this dude. So I may not use this one and instead using a fly enemy. The problem with this, let me see. There is the radar, patrol, touch. Yeah, no, let's just do it the proper way and trying not to be lazy and pick up this one. So, what we need with this one in here. So, it will be a spider boy and will be walking around this platform. But there's a thing. It has gravity. So for those of you that know something about Unity, let me just rename this enemy and call it Spider. There you go. So we have the spider. Now, the spider in here has physics, just like every other enemy in here. The difference is the gravity should go to 0. And I will explain why. Now, cool things that we can do. I'm actually having cool ideas right now, but I'm not gonna tell you, so I will not increase your expectation about this little dude. Yes, indeed. So right now, I'm going to edit this little dude in here, so I could just pick it up and make it walk forward. Why there is a dot in here and it's not moving? Why am I moving? I'm not moving the spider. That's why. So, there we go. Something like that. Now, I will need to confirm this point in here, which is... So we have a enemy sprite. It's standard for every enemies. We have the radar vision, that's important. We can edit this later. There's the patrol system. I'm going to disable it for now because, you know, we are not going to patrol. I'm actually going to disable the radar vision as well because we are not gonna be radaring, you know. We are going to make this spider blind for now. And there's the enemy sprite and the touch attack. The touch attack is fine to be in there. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to confirm that there is the standard and there is this dude. I'll need to change this sprite later just not to make this confusing. I actually should do this now. Let me see. Do we have something nice in the art folders? So we have the cow, that human, it's empty, doesn't matter, that player, final boss, flying demon, optional is empty, spider. Should I use this? This is a gigantic sprite though. I can do something like this. Let's just try it. This one? Or this one? I think this one is fine. And it shouldn't be flipped, and I think I'm going to slightly move this in here. check collisions. Yeah, something like this. Or maybe sprites. This. This is just default, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm just going to apply. Let me see if I don't committed a boo-boo in here. I committed in here. So, spider, where are you? Spider small, what's the difference? Show me a difference between this picture and this picture. There is no actually there is. I have seen it. I have seen it. It's the red eyes. And I like my enemies with red eyes. And the sprites properly place it in the correct place and flip it. Now, before we continue, let's just create an actual prefab of this. Would you like to create a new original prefab or a variant from the existing prefab spider? Let's keep it original. Although we could create a variant, which is something cool to do in the future. Meaning, we could change and tweak certain things and it will apply if they were equals in the other place, you know? But for now, it's fine. It's fine. What's not fine is the script. We'll need to have a new script, you know? So you have our enemy script. I'm actually going to deactivate and remove this from here. So touch attack, you can be in here, that's fine. Destructible, not care, I don't care about mines. Player doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. Pressure plate switch and everything else can go away. Patrol, we may need this in here, so I will leave it. Weapons, attack, doesn't really matter. Yeah. More scripts, yes, we are going to create a new script. So, the new script I'm going to create will be called, you can guess it, Spider. Enemy, so it's easier to search for it. And I actually want to be consistent. There is a fly enemy, spider enemy. There you go. I know I should add an underscore or a dot or something in there, but I won't. For now. Just waiting a little bit. He's rebel. I mean, I don't really like to add underscores to things, with exceptions. When I'm using names to create files, for example, if I want to create a new material, I like to do an underscore mat. If I do an animations, I like to do underscore anim. If I create new classes, I don't like underscores, because I like my classes with the proper name, you know? So we have the class, we have the first name, second name, and no underscores, no dots, no bullshit, you know? It's the first letter and second letter, and I know there's 2 letters in there because in coding rules, if you use an upper letter, it means it's a new word, basically. Well, what matters is I write enemy and I get all the scripts from the enemies, you know? There you go. Enemy, average enemy. This is a legacy code. Enemy death. More legacy code. There's more legacy code. Fly enemy. Spider enemy. Is this legacy code though? Enemy horizontal. HP 20. This is legacy code. Yes, indeed. Alright. So let's just pretend we didn't see that, because FeatureCAD can clean this project in the future when he feels like it, you know? Right now, let's just focus on this boy. Let's go in here. I will remove. Before I do that, let me just do something in here. So the fly enemy comes from enemy, so let's just get this enemy and apply it in here. Enemy. Great. Now we can just remove this enemy in here, this script. We can just remember this. So chat, please remember these values: 30 for HP, patrol speed 1.5 and target speed 3. Let's just remove this component, add new component, and let's search for spider enemy. There you go, our script. Now, let's see if chat is seeing. Do you know the values? So yeah, there's probably some even older scripts that should have been deleted. Yeah, don't, as long as they are not used in the actual game, doesn't matter. But I will do my best to clean up the project in the future, you know. We may have a meeting and see what's needed, what's not. I believe when I build the game, it shall have an option to see what's in use or not, and remove the what's not in use from the final thing, but you know, whatever. So 30 HP, 1.5 patrol speed, and target speed 3. There you go. Fantastic. It's not indestructible. There you go. Fantastic. Let's just apply the changes, because we want that. And now we have the script. Let me see this. We need to analyze this and do some things. I should probably open this. Why are you in here? I actually want you in here. So that is destructible. I want movable. Open it. So there's destructible, movable, enemy. I want hierarchy on the tips of my fingers. So I have destructible, fine, this is the HP, this is... I may do something with this. Yes, I may do something with this. Not now, but I may do it in the future. But that is movable. Just confirming, check direction changer. This is actually important. It's doing this on the y-axis. Fine, doesn't matter. That's actually right. If that's true, there's the problem. Check direction changer. Where do I call that actually? On move enemy isn't here. There is a fixer update which calls this one check direction changer, which is going to check this thing in here, which Going to return true or false and check the horizontal input as well. Alright, and there's this move enemy and move enemies, horizontal movement. Alright, this is the thing that we are going to change. Now, there is the target and move enemy. The enemy will move towards the target itself. Fantastic. Now, this in here is going to be a little bit different. This script is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be something similar to the fly enemy. So I'm going to do the proper thing, you know. And do this. Now, I could just extend the spider enemy from the fly, and we are not gonna do that. We are not. Because the movement is different. So the flying basically goes towards something. But this is different. This is going to have some different things in here to make sure it's in contact with the ground. That's important. And so, every frame I want to make sure one point it's going to be in contact with the ground. And I also want to make sure this sphere, the sphere that it's not triggered this, is completely rounded. And as we can see, it's not. So let's just make sure it's round. And it's important to be round. There's a reason for it. I want it perfectly round. And we can actually use this. So we have two of them. We have, let me just confirm this, because I'm seeing two colliders and I only have one in here. The second one is for what? It's for touch. Right, doesn't matter. We are not gonna use it. Now, what are we using for this touch thing? Because I can actually use the touch attack point, which is pretty cool for what I need to do. So basically, I can recycle things, basically. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, let's just make some perfect things. So, 1 and 1. Maybe not 2. Maybe not 2. It can be 2, because why not? We just need to make sure this is placed correctly. There you go, so -12 and x is 0. And so this in here, this dot in here should be moved exactly one spot, so 1 in the x-axis, so it's 1.7, we want perfectly in 1. Let's just make sure it's there. There we go. Maybe not perfect, maybe like dots 0, 0, 1. There's a reason I'm doing this, by the way. Let me see. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Yes, indeed, 1.7. Is that a suggestion for the collision for the spider? I'm not gonna mess with it because it's going to do bad stuff for our maths, you know? It's important for this to be on millimeters to the front, you know? You said 1.7. Oh yeah, well, my brain, you know? My brain is thinking one thing and my mouth is saying another. Ignore that 1.7, whatever. What matters is, the circle is 2. perfectly too, on the X position 0. And the touch attack, it's moved 1 to the right plus 001 to be like micro levels outside of the actual collision. That's important. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to use this dot thing, which is the touch attack position, to also measure collision. And what I'm going to do with that collision? So basically I'm going to pick our enemy. There's maybe going to generate some problems in here. I may have to make the... doesn't matter. So before I explain that, let's just me do some slightly cooler things, which is 2.05, 2.05, so slightly bigger. That's important. Yeah, so that's important. There you go. So what I actually want to do, so I'm going to make our enemy walk, you know, in front, like a little spider. Right? So it's going to touch the wall, this one, this circle in here, not the outside one. The outside one is the attack. Let me just hide it so you don't confuse it. So this is the actual collision. And when these dots touch this wall, do you know what's going to happen? It's going to do this, not this. Come on, do something useful. So what I want to do is, let me see the correct axis. I believe it's the z-axis. Yeah, z-axis. See what's happening in here? So this one touched the wall, flip. And there's the thing. I'm not going to tell him to move horizontally. I will tell it to move forward of the forward axis of the actual object. And because I have rotated it 90 degrees, now our little dude will move forward. You know? Move forward and bam! It touched again the collision. In here, touch it again ground. So what's going to do? It's going to add another 90 in here. And it's going to start walking away. You know, touch again, 270, and then goes down, you know, 360. It's going to be 0. You know the drill. I like the system. Well, you know my thought process, you know, because I'm thinking of these things. Now, if the system will work or not is another question, you know? Maybe, maybe not. And you may like the system, but this is going to be the prototype system number 1. Let's just give it numbers. Not 1, because 1 it implies it's a final release. Yeah. Let's just call it 0.1 spider system, you know? 0.1. Let's just we can even give it a name. So spider v0.1, you know? Then we can upgrade the system. We can give it a patrol way and it will walk on the walls until it reaches closer to the objective of the patrol system, you know? We shall see in the future, but for now it's going to walk around and around and goes forever. That's the objective. So let's just try do that. First, the first thing that we are going to do, I'm actually not gonna touch the gravity scale. I'm going to do I'm going to do it in code. And I actually want to do it in code. Why I'm doing that? So, if I just place our spider slightly in the air, if I hit play, I want it to actually fall down and be on the ground, you know? I want the spider to be on the ground. So I want it to start with gravity, and then if it touches the ground, then it disables it. I like this system. You said it's great to have them move naturally around the place. Yeah, it's cool. There is a thing about level design and stuff, but you know, I can make it toggle as well, so maybe in the future we can have like ideas on how the spider will move on the level. It will be heavily dependent on design or not, or gameplay. It depends on, you know, what developers want to do. So yeah, we can talk about that in the future, but for now let's just move it around this box, you know? So there is Spider 0.1. I want to make a collider. Let me just pick up something in here. For example, a touch attack. I want it to make on collision. Enter 2D. It's collision? It's on collision 2D. Have I forgot about the collider? Because I want to do that. What am I doing wrong for you to do the red thing? Documentation time, because you know, it's always needed. So, let me see this. Are you happy now? Yes, you are. And let's just leave it private for now. On collision, enter 2D. It's important. So, let me see. I can incorporate that into the level design very nicely, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Yes, because it's not something stepping stone, you know, it's fluid. We can always change the GDD and the ideas, and actually I believe this spider is not something, or is it? I don't remember if this spider is actually on GDD or not. Anyway, doesn't matter. It is a new thing in here. I believe it is on the GDD, and I'm showing my not so great developer, you know, because if I was a good developer I will actually open the GDD and I will actually read what's in there to, you know, make the thing as it was designed to be, and it's actually what I'm going to do. Just make sure. So GDD. I think its wall movement wasn't described in the GDD, but the spider is there. So let me just enemy mechanics and horizontal, vertical axis and chasing the player character. Along horizontal axis, vertical axis and chasing the player character. 3 enemy movement types. Basic enemy types, deal damage, blah blah blah, bomb, blah blah blah. There's the boss enemies, there's stationary enemies that stays certain range, blah blah blah. Behave similar to blah blah blah. I'm trying to not saying too much because we may not want to leak some cool behaviors that we'll need to do in the future. But I'm trying, yes. It's not very specified in there because, yeah. But there's some information. there's some info in there, so yeah, there's some stuff in there. There's some stuff in there. It's not very in-depth, but it's in there. Although there's nothing about flying enemies that I'm seeing, but we can assume if it moves horizontal, it moves vertically, it can fly with those two features. But oh, there is ceiling as well. No ceiling as well. But it is a yellow one. Well, for those who are not understanding, when I say yellow one, it's an internal meme, meaning we internally have this meme about putting some idea that may or may not be in the final game in yellow, so we are just deciding to make it or not. And yes, the flying one it's flying. It's the walling and ceiling, it was a yellow idea. Well, doesn't matter. So basically, we need to update the GDD. Yeah, we need to update the GDD. I'm not gonna do that now, because that's not the content for the stream to do. Yes, as usual, it needs to be updated. There, let me see if I haven't missed anything on chat. So, is there possibly for Ian going up walls to chase you? There's flying enemies there originally, but gonna move it in the air vertically, the horizontal, if possible, have them chase you. As usual. Yeah, I haven't missed nothing from chat. Yeah. Well, anyway, let's just focus on this little critter in here, our spider. It's not that little, you know, if we see on the game, that's actually a big boy spider. But anyway, hello, got some news. Oh, hello there, CP. Welcome back. Glad to see you on stream. My drawing work was done, but I gave myself more work. Well, we are used to that. It's every developer workflow. It's always, well, we have done that, but actually we love to have something else, so let's do more work. It's actually something pretty usual. For example, this spider. It wasn't really specified on GDD, but, you know, it's there. Ooh, we have a raid. Visual Sanity has raided us with 5 viewers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for the raid. Visual Sanity, hello there. Welcome to our stream. There you go.
Hello there.
And for those newer viewers, welcome to our stream. It's a game development stream. We are developing Trojan, a 2D pixel art Metroidvania-like game, you know. It's a 2D platformer. And we are developing a new enemy, which is a spider. Yes, indeed. I don't know what you were doing on stream, Visual Sanity. I don't know if it was game development or gameplay. We usually do both, you know. On Wednesdays we usually do gameplay, you know, so market research in quotes. We always love to research the market with newer indie games and ideas, which is, you know, what every game developer loves to do. It's some market research. And on Fridays we usually do game development, which what we are doing right now. Sometimes it's me programming, sometimes it's Pixel John with some art stuff, you know. But yeah, making a small game to fully polish it, game dev all the way. Yes, fantastic. So for those who don't know Visual Sanity, he has as well a Twitch channel, so thank you very much for the raid. And yeah, still a prototype stage, nothing to be shown yet. Well, it's something similar to us, I guess. We are kinda in the stage from prototype and alpha version. We had a prototype, was an internal thing. We, you know, approved the idea and started doing this alpha version of the game, you know, and per usual, every single prototype moves to an alpha stage is written from the ground up again, you know, and that's what we are doing with this little one. So, where was I? Yes, this thing. So, if collision dot, I can actually do the compare tag. God damn it, I have forgot those simpler things. So, game object, compare tag, there you go. Do I actually need to do that? Dot game object, yes indeed. Compare tag and ground. And if that's true, if the collision is with ground, I want to do this. Do I have access to the rigid body in here? Let me see. Destructible, there is access to the rigid body in here. Let me just check it real quick in here. Yes indeed, we have, and it's protected. Fantastic. Fast Kaado doing great things. Thank you very much, Fast Kaado. So, gravity scale equals 0.0 float. That's what we want. That's what we want. Will be lurking, excited to see the game. The more I look at it, the more promising it looks. Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for lurking around. An extra viewer is always welcome. And shout out to him. Thank you very much indeed. Shout out to Visual Sanity for the raid. We always appreciate that. So, what I have just done is basically, let me just confirm it. So I've done this, flying enemy, yes indeed, there's this thing. For now I'm just going to comment this and just confirm. Waiting a little bit, compiling. Even though no one in the chat has told me to hydrate, I'm actually going to remind chat. Drink water, hydrate my friends. The temperatures is actually fine in Portugal. The temperatures are actually fine, but you know, always hydrate. And posture check as well. Always save our back. I'm approaching my 30s and I must say my back, it was better before, you know? Double hydrate, yes indeed. Yes indeed, water combo. It's a Bulbasaur, no. So we have Charmander, Bulbasaur. God damn it, my Pokemon references. Oh, you're going away. Well, at least we are glad you have passed by, CP, so thank you. and hopefully see you around. The Blastoise was the bigger one. How the hell is that Pokemon called? The water one, the starter one. God damn it, I'm forgetting. What's the first evolution of Blastoise? Little dude with glasses. God damn it, I forgot that Pokemon name. Shame. Very shameful. Very, very shameful. Where is it? I'm actually googling the freaking name. Squirtle, there you go. God damn it, Squirtle. Squirtle, Squirtle. How could I have forgot that? God damn it. Yes, indeed. Squirtle. How I have forgot that. It was, you know, one of my favorite childs. I will call it anime because it's Japan origin and art style, you know. It was one of my favorites. But yes. Well, my favorite Pokemon, it's Charizard, but you know. Squirtle, there you go. God damn it. I even forgot why I was... Yes, the water combo, yeah. Now I remember. Well, anyway. Let's just test the gravity thing. There you go. Our spider has fallen and is touching the ground. And because it's touched the ground, the gravity scale is now 0. Yes, that's what we wanted, so it's working. Now, what we want to do. Why are you red? Why are you screaming that? No reference of what? Oh, target. There's no target. Oh, because I have disabled the patrol system. And what if the patrol system didn't have a set target? Get target should be no as well. So I should fix this, right? Doesn't matter. For now, let's just do the right thing and pretend we didn't see that. There you go. So, what do we want? Let's just do this. And so that error will not appear. And we shall change this. Now, to change this, it's important for us to do a specific thing. We want to, first off, let's just, you know, comment all of this. I want to just comment all of this. And before I compile, I want to do something. So what do I want to do? Transform dot right. Is this what I want? The forward vector is the transform right. Let me just confirm it. Debug log, and let's just do this. Let's just confirm it, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Let's play the thing. Come on. I thought you wouldn't be screaming freaking errors. These actually need to be fixed. Damn. Is this enough to fix it? Of course not, because it's none, it's going to scream about that as well. Of course it's going to do that. Well, in the future it may have a patrol. So let's just give it one, because why not? It's activated, but I have even that. So where's the way? There you go, the way. It can be whatever. There you go. He's probably going to stop annoying me right now. Right? There you go. Now, we have the forward vector, and it is important. As we can see, there's when we call the forward vector, there's three values. There's the x, the y, and the z. And the x is +1. Now, in theory, if I rotate that in the z-axis 90 degrees, let's just see what happens. Did you see what's happened? Now the forward vector, it's in the y-axis. And what happens if I do 180? -1. You might see what I'm about to do, right? So basically, what am I going to do is telling our character to move, not horizontal input or vertical input or whatever. These values in here will basically be read from our transform right, which is the forward vector. Math? Is it math? It's standard things. It's standard values from our UnityEngine, you know? It's the forward vector, basically. It's kinda math, because it's calculating what the forward vector, basically, the direction forward. Because there's also the up vector, which is the vector that's going to point up from our object, and right, which is the forward vector, which is in front of our character. And if you want to do below, well, it's just negative up. If you want to do back, it's just negative right, whatever. But the important thing is this. This is what we want. You know? Transform right. There you go. Now let's just edit this code, because this is something that we are going to need. We don't have a target. We are not gonna have a target for now. We are not gonna have a target for now. What we are going to have is this in here. I'm going to replace from the target position X to the transform right X. And do the same thing in here. Actually not. Do I actually need this thing in here? Actually don't. Because this is to move towards our target, so we don't need that. Vertical input, we want the same thing but on the y-axis, so transform right on the y-axis. And then we actually don't need this. We need the horizontal input to be set because to flip the object itself, so we actually need to flip the object. But this, we may just delete that. So let me just see this. We have the direction. Do you know what I'm going to do? There you go. And we don't need this anymore. So I don't want to play with you anymore. Because that's a lot of code that we don't need. Yes, indeed. There we go. We just need this. This is to make our character move forward with a constant speed. When I need forward, it's direction our character is looking at. And this in here, it's to update the flipping. So basically it's to update this. The flip object. Where is it? In here. So it's to do this. To check direction changer, you know? So if the horizontal input is positive, it's going to do this, otherwise it isn't. But wait. I may not want to do that. For now. I could actually get away not doing that. I may actually not even doing that. I'm going to need this, you know, because I need a script similar to this. But I may not even need to update the horizontal input. So I have a speed, that's the speed on... what is it? In here, so enemy, there's a speed. Where the speed should be on movable or not is another question, but, well, it's the hierarchy that we have. Wait a second. Let me just check something quick. Play. What is it? Speed. Enemy speed. So yes, movable should have speed. Yes indeed, movable should have speed. Well, I'm not gonna touch... But yeah, error, math, is it... why not? Didn't understand why not, but yeah. So, we are not gonna need this for now because, well, rotating this, we are going to rotate the spider ourselves, in a way. So I'm going to show you how. So this in here, I'm going to not do the flip horizontal, it's flip... What's the better description for this? So if touch wall, yeah, or not. Touch wall because it's going to touch the ground as well. I'm going to call it touch wall, because why not? And there's the target, rotation, whatever, and then the rotation, I'm going to change the Z rotation, because that's the angle that we want to change. If we select our enemy and rotate on the Z-axis, that's exactly the one that we want to rotate, the Z-axis, and we want it to rotate 90 degrees. There we go. And we only want to do that on a specified moment, and what that specified moment is. What's the best option to do that? Maybe I need the player script in here. It's not in here. I've closed it. So there's some collision things that I want to do. And I will need them. Where is it? Where is it? Check is ground. That's exactly what... Is it? Physics, overlay point nano-lock. That's exactly what we want. We may need the ground layer mask, ground detection colliders. So we probably need... There is a Shaky's wall as well. Ooh. Wall transform from left, wall transform from right. Okay, I'm going to do something. Not. I'm actually going to copy this. I know it's wrong. I can optimize it later. Or not. I'm actually going to do it properly. I'm actually going to do it properly. I didn't want to mess with this around, but let's go. So, the enemy has a speed, protected float speed, and it's from movable. The player has a speed as well, and it's from movable. So what I'm going to do, movable, you will have a speed as well. So the speed variable on player and the speed from enemy will go bye-bye. I need to serialize this, you know. Serialize fields. There we go. And that's probably will break every single speed from our objects. And that's what I didn't want to do. It didn't? Tell me it didn't. Just be a good boy and tell me it didn't. Speed 10. Wait a second. Speed 10. Speed 0. Yes, it did. Patrol speed, target speed, speed. Why did you have a speed in first? Oh, alright. Understand. Maybe the speed doesn't need to be serialized? Doesn't matter. What I also want to do is doing this. So check is ground. So the check is ground. We are going to use this not only on player, but also on the spider enemy. So I'm going to move this to movable. Let's just cut. Check is ground. So on check is ground we need a ground transform, a ground detection, and this. And I will call it protected. So to be accessed in the player class as well. So we need the ground transform, ground detection colliders, and ground layer mask. So let's just go there and copy just that. So the ground things. So we need ground transform, right? So ground transform, ground detection, ground layer masks. So ground transform, We need the ground transform. I can delete this. The ground layer mask. And the collider. There you go. I think it's what I need. I think. Let me just check if there's nothing going wrong here, just to make sure. Yes, it is. So the ground layer mask and the ground detection colliders need that. So the ground, let me just make sure, ground detection collider and layer mask. Yes, these ones need to be protected. There you go. Fantastic. Now, because the Shecky's ground is now, working properly, we can call the Shecky's ground in here. And so, what we are going to do. So, if Shecky's ground, we are just going to flip wall. There you go. So that's basically hierarchies, because the spider enemy extends from enemy and enemy extends from movable, and movable has this function. Now I can use this function on spider enemy. And I can use this function on player as well, because player also extends from movable. So they share the same class, making it possible to use the same code in different objects, which is pretty good. Not doing too much copy pastes. And so with just this, it may or may not work. I'm not going to, fireworks and stuff, because, well, it's a Kaado stream. You already know that's going to be bugs. So let's just hope there's not that many. We can always hope. So we need to set up stuff in here. We have the spider. The spider now, I'm not liking the speed in here. It doesn't matter. We don't need the speed, because what controls the speed of our enemy is the patrol speed or target speed. It's going to be patrol speed, because whatever. Now, is it though? Just make sure, let me just make sure. Just making sure. Does this setup? Yes, indeed. So if there's not a target, it will trigger this, and yeah, so fantastic. It's not going to be a problem. It's going to pick up the speed, patrol speed, and apply it on speed. Doesn't matter. Now we need the ground layer mask. So the ground layer mask, it's the object that the spider can walk to. So Pixel John, it's our level designer in the house. So this is important for you to know. The ground layer mask on the spider enemy script, it's where the spider can walk on. That's important. The spider will walk on ground, so we select ground. The spider will not walk on player, it will not walk on wherever, it will walk on ground. So it's important for it to walk on ground. And when it's going to move, it's going to move on the transform. The ground transform, it's this dot in here, it's what we want, the touch attack, because we are using this to detect the ground. So when this dude touch something that is grounded, it's going to rotate it. Ground layer mask is important, yes indeed. So if you, for example, put a table in here, The table is something that objects can jump on, and if you have a table in here, this car will not be able to move on the table, like jump over the table. This dude just flies, so it doesn't matter. And this dude just moves horizontally, so it will touch the table and it will go elsewhere, or just walk stupidly against the table, whatever. This smart boy in here, spider boy in here, will touch the table, it will start moving upwards of the table, and it's going to create a problem. I already found a bug, but that bug that I have just discovered will not appear in here, so let's just ignore it for now. So basically, when this thing touches this thing, will detect it's in ground. If it detects it's in ground, it will flip and it should move. Let's just save everything, save everything. Let's just see what it does. Let's just see. Do you move? Of course there was going to be a bug. Multiple of them actually. So, let's just see. Let's just see what's happening. Target rotation, transform local level angles, target rotation Z axis. Let me test this, because the layer angles might be a different thing. God damn it! What the hell was that? The scream. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. God damn it, now there is going to be screams all over the place. God damn it. Why did you have the scream on there? Why did you have the scream in there? Are you some M person, you know? If you know what M stands for? God damn it. Because yes. There you go, because yes. For chaos maybe, yes. You were wake up and choose chaos for today. Well, well, well. Actually, the scream is proper for what's happening right now. It's accurate, yes indeed. I'm seeing this, I just want to scream. Yes, I'm polar bear. I have wake up and choose violence. That's a shout out for the previous stream on Wednesdays, because our Roxy in the chat has played Zoo Tycoon in here. You may be able, I don't know if it's already on YouTube or not, but you can watch the VOD on our channel, and I can also do a quick shout out of it. So let me just open it on a browser that doesn't dox myself. ugs.pt. So this is our website, and on our website there is the YouTube button for our channel. Not yet, but soon. So if you want to see that Wednesday VOD stream, you can watch it by visiting our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button. Yay! YouTube shoutout, something that we don't usually do. There you go. So soon, let's just say, as Roxy has said in chat, so soon there will be the VOD from our Wednesday stream. And then you'll understand that I'm Polar Bear reference. It was actually a fun stream. I recommend it. Even though it's huge. It's probably 2 hours, which is usually the time that we stream about. But yeah, there you go. I didn't wake up as a polar bear today, but seeing the spider not doing what it's supposed to do actually makes me want to become a polar bear, if you know what I mean. It's floating for some stupid reason, and it doesn't flip. Debug time now. So I actually know why it's floating. This is the responsible for floating. So basically, when I set the speed to be, the velocity to be the same thing as the transform right, the forward, it means the forward vector, basically the y speed will be 0. And that in turn means that it's just going to float. And because the velocity tick it's somewhat something that adds on the gravity scale, it's going to float very slowly down. Meaning, this will need to change. This will need to change. How we do that? Well, that's a problem for another day. What we want is... Let me just move it so it doesn't annoy me that much, that floating thing. What we want to do... Let me just confirm one thing. Are you still disabling gravity? Yes, you are. Fantastic. Now, it's moving around, it's moving around. Touchy. Now you have done what you were supposed to do. Now you have done what you are supposed to do. The axis, that's what we want. Let's test it again. Just don't tell me it's going to work probably. I haven't changed anything. I haven't done anything. And now it works. Well, there you go. It doesn't work anymore. Sometimes it won't, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe if I just move a little bit this, let's just make it this. Let's just move it slightly forward. Maybe that fixed the problem. Maybe that was the problem. It's the dot was too on top of the collider. Maybe that was it. It wants to be a bat. Well, some sort of bat, I think. I guess we have done it. I guess we have done it. Or I have spoken too soon. Suffering, and not from success. .1 is enough for it. Are you going to work now? Let's just see if it's go around and around and around, and just make things easier. Let's just pump it up, you know? Let's just pump this boy's speed. Bang. I'm not gonna sing it because copyright things, but yeah. Spider is speed, Spider is life. I mean, I guess it works. I guess it's working, right? Alright, so I don't know if some of you know this might have bugs or not, but yes indeed, there is a hidden bug in here, because it's a case scenario. So I have set up the system in here to rotate if this collides with the wall, but there is another problem. So let's just remove some of these walls in here. Let's just do that pretty quick. So let's just do something in here because I want to create another case scenario. So player, let's just move the player just a tiny bit in here so we can see our enemy. So let's just draw a wall in here. Do you know what's going to happen? Because I know what's going to happen. See? That's exactly what's going to happen. You got to be able to turn back when there's not a pit or not a wall. Yes. Yes, you have guessed it. That's funny. Well, that's a bug. That's actually a bug. So, our spider sees in front of her, but it doesn't see his feet. That's exactly that we are going to, you know, make her see. I'm actually going to 3. Maybe this is enough to test it. So let's just, you know, do this properly and edit the map so we can test our spider moving, you know, around. So this dot is in here, it's properly in place. Now we need another thing. We actually need another thing. And we actually can use the same code of our boy in here. And that's something that I may do. So, let's go to the player. And we have transform the wall. So let's just do it. And move that to movable. It's unmovable, right? So you have the ground transform, ground layer mask, ground collision. Ground transform, walls transform, ground layer mask, 0 and whatever. It's a whatever. This speed I'm going to move it in here just to be after these things. Now, the player also has another script in here. This one, check for walls. The check for walls will be placed in here, close to the ground. So check is ground, check is wall. And it should be protected as well. Now, because the check is ground and check is wall is in protected state, we might not need this to be protected anymore. Right? And let's just understand this. If the left or the right is colliding with something, then we can move it. Ooh. I might have an idea. So just one of them needs to collide with the ground. Let me just think. I actually just need one dot. Alright, let's create another dot. Spider enemy, come here. I will need another thing. Let's just ground, wall, left, right, whatever. So let's just do something similar. So create a child, an empty object. Let's call it ground. Let's call it ground. This ground, with just an empty one, whatever. I want this to be something yellow, because why not? And this dot will need to be placed in a very specific place. It will need to be -1, -1, and just for good measure, .01. Just for good measure. Is it a good measure? I don't think so, because this is 12, so it's not enough. So I have 0.12, so I need to add 12 in here, 13. There you go. Now I believe it's correct, but just to make sure, let's add it. Let's add more 10. There you go. Fantastic. Now, we have this dot and this dot. These two are specific. Maybe 10 is not enough because there's the case scenario of these doors that might give a problem, and 10 may not be enough. So let's add even more. There we go. Now the doors may not give us problems. Maybe. It's going to be a test. Now, we have two objects. Let's just set them up on our enemy. Save this and enemy. Now, Spider Boy. Spider Boy, come in here. We have the ground. The ground transform we are going to set up as the ground transform that we have just created. And the wall, we are going to just indicate it's our touch attack. It doesn't matter, I'm just going to set up. The left could actually be null, doesn't matter, but I'm going to leave it there, just for good measure. I'm going to apply it, and that's it. Now, it's not going to work, because we have changed things. The thing that we are going to do in here, it's checking what we are doing. So, to flip the dude 90 degrees, we are doing the check is ground, right? Maybe I do something. Ooh, I can do something even nicer. can do even something nicer. Hat. There we go. So, if it's colliding with the ground, yeah, but we want the opposite. If the ground is no longer colliding, we want it to rotate again 90 degrees. That's very specific. But doing something completely the same. If its check is... Come on, I want a specific case. Check is wall. So if it's on the wall, I want it to flip 90 degrees. There we go. Simple. With this additional coding here, we may have made it fix this case scenario. Let's just check it. Alright. Maybe not. Maybe we haven't. Why is that? Bugs as usual. Bugs as usual. God damn it. Why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? What do I want in here? I want... By the way, this is Spider v0.2 because it's not going to be able to, you know, go on stuff. I'm going to leave this comment in here because I want a variable. So private boolean, so a bool, and I want to flip equals false. There you go. So, if this touches the ground, the flip should be false. There you go. And I'm going to rename this to flip apply. If it's not touching the ground, and flip. So, and where is it? And flip is false. To flip is false, then I'm going to flip it, and to flip equals true. So it's flipped, flip. Maybe the flip is not correct words. Rename, I'm just going to can flip. That's better. To read and everything. Apply. True. If it's can flip, then false. Else true. There we go. Did this fix the problem? Let's see. Let us see. It didn't. I mean, it rotates it. It's rotating, but... What's your problem? Oh, because it's not on a wall. But then it does this. There's a predicament in here. And I don't want to check this twice, you know? So I'm just going to do this. If you can flip, stacking leaves. I'm doing something that shouldn't be done, but if it works, is it really wrong, you know? So, even if it's not properly done, is it wrong if it works? Because the way I see it, it's properly working, you know? Let's test it. Now, time to edit some tile maps. Let's start it. Maybe I add some in here. Not like this. I can always edit this later to be more prettier, you know? Let's see. Let's see what the spider does with this case scenario. It has done something bad in here. Oh, I see what you are doing. Okay, I can easily fix that problem. Let me just go, Spidey boy, come here. And the touch thing, I can move it slightly lower. Maybe around in here. That's going to create the problem of the collider, you know, but we can always fix it later, you know. I will need to see it. Yes, of course it has messed around that. So, the collider for this touch thing should be up now, something like this. It's reasonably placed. It's reasonably placed. Let's apply to all, and that's probably done. Let's see if it barks around in here. It doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a spider that walks on walls. There you go. And it was actually on time. We have approached dinner time. Although it's not dinner right now for me to go, you know, because I haven't been called yet, but we have approached that time. So, before we just wrap this stream and stuff and all, you know, we need to find a bug, you know. We can't end the stream without a bug, you know. We need to find a bug to end this stream. So let's just see what I can do to find the bug right now. There we go. Easy. We can just block the enemy's path and there you go. Let's just make it move slower again. Of course I will easily find a bug in here. God damn it. So, if I just block the path of the spider, there you go. There's our bug. The spider just, you know, walks towards us. And it can even fly around and whatever. See? And if I block against the wall, it starts going up and then flicker around. See? Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily see big of a problem with this, you know? This is a problem, but that may be a problem easily fixable, you know? Because if we block the spider from going up on this, on our player, we may actually let me just place them side by side. That's why the spider goes up. But it shouldn't. But it does. So in our player, this is not really the proper way to fix it, but you know, let me just... Where are you? If it was a small creature, I could also make the spider walk on our player, but no, no, forget that idea. That's a very bad idea. We could use that idea, but that's a very bad idea. Where was I? So, collisions. There we go, capsule collider. I want the collider slightly taller. And that's too much. It's negative? No. Oh, it's 10. There we go. This might stop the thing from, you know... God damn it. I have done that on play. Why am I like this? 30.01 is... Was that? Yes, it was. Then let's just apply that. There you go. Less ideas right now. Exactly. What have I done? I press F to pay respects and close the game. So. There you go. Fix it. Something more that I can do with this? Some bugs that we need to discover, you know, just to end the stream with actually a bug. I mean, the spider hasn't over, you know, the spider hasn't been finished yet. It doesn't follow us, it doesn't see us, it doesn't patrol areas yet. There is not configuration to patrol actually. What could we do? I know what we could do. No. Take the win. There is no win, my friend. Have you forgot about this dude? This idiot. See? He doesn't even detect me. And I'm flying. There you go. Freaking ending the stream with a bug. Of course, the freaking cow. We are always going to remember you. And with that note, let's just pause the music, open Edge again, because I don't want to dox myself showing you Chrome. And remember our viewers that we have a website. Yes, indeed. It's an updated website. It has everything that you need to know about our... Maybe? It has everything you need... Maybe? Well, it's in works. There are some pages that need to be done, but we have the page for our Droyan. There you go. The page for this game, where you can find most info important for the game, you know. But if you want to know other stuff about us as well, there is the page for our website that contains all the information. So we have socials in here to follow us for our news. I have shown you before the YouTube channel, but we also have other platforms. Of course, this platform, Twitch, if you want to see our next stream, which is on Wednesday. It's probably going to be a Let's Plays, a deep dive, I don't know yet, but it's going to be probably some gameplay related, you know. So follow us here if you want to see that. If not, well, we always upload our streams to YouTube, so there's that option as well. We have Discord too. It's something that I really would love to push, because if you want to talk with us, there is the better place to do it. So we try to be active, so just pass by, say hi, you know. And if you want to see other news, there's all the other platforms. We have Instagram, we have TikTok. This icon might need a change, because, you know, Elon Musk prefers X than a little bird. But we are on X as well. And Meta, Facebook, whatever. There is our links. Links are down below. I really hope you have... I refuse. So Roxy refused to change the Twitter icon for X. Well, she's responsible for the website. She makes the calls, not me. So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. So see you next time on the same channel. Bye bye.